r/off my chest. Here for a good time says. Sexual frustration is eating me alive. I'm 22, dating a 22, and her libido is just god awful. We've been dating for 4 years and this thing is an on-off thing. It absolutely sucks. I'm in my prime years of being all full of testosterone and I'm putting it to no use. What the frick is wrong? Is it me? Do I just suck at sex? Does my girlfriend think him but ugly and despises me? Like it's literally eating me alive. I'm a taller man and not the best looking, but I've had girls hit on me here and there, so IDK what the issue is. We have time to do it when we can, but whenever I initiate I always get turned down. I really don't know what it is, and I give this girl everything. Don't let her pay for anything, treat her right. I'm trying to move us out. It absolute stinks, man. It makes me feel like it's all my fault. I have no idea of how to go around it. It sucks even more when she has to change in front of me while I make a tent in my pants every time. It's gotten to the point where any slight physical touch elicits a response down there, and it's brutal, man. What the frick do I do now? Unusual Iroust says. I'm asking out of genuine curiosity, but have you tried talking to her about it? Not in a I'm pissed off and need answers way or I'm desperate please tell me way. In a something might not be right and I'm here to hear you out properly, whether it's something we need to fix or something I need to understand way. Here for a good time says. Yup, I have voiced it several times and it sucks bringing it up over and over because it feels like duty sex afterwards. It makes me feel like I'm begging for it, and it puts her in a position where she feels forced, and I do not want that at all. I just want her to want it as bad as I do. Obviously I know my boundaries and don't get too carried away, but at this rate I'm getting it 1-2 to a month. It's eating at me. Her response is that she doesn't care for it, and I'm not going to lie to you, man. It makes me feel like I'm just simply not good enough. Minchin says. Maybe you guys are not compatible sexually. Bumblebee old 2970 says. With my ex-GF she was extremely high libido, meanwhile I never cared much for sex for personal reasons, trauma. She ended up making me feel like sex mattered more than our relationship as a whole. The relationship ended with me finding out I got cheated on. What I'm getting at is that different libidos can definitely be challenging for relationships, to the point where it overshadows everything else. It seems like you guys are not sexually compatible, and in this case perhaps it's best to end things before this grows into resentment. r/off my chest. Difficult discount 86 says. My girlfriend lied to me. My girlfriend 28 female and I 26 male have been together for almost 7 years. Recently some situations have come up that have me feeling insecure and I want to get advice or feedback on. There have been multiple situations where my girlfriend has gone out of town for various events like birthdays, bachelorettes, etc. and has come home without any wild stories. The only issue is that when we hang out with her friends, occasionally they will tell stories of their girl trips that have some left out details that my girlfriend didn't share with me. Things that have made me feel insecure, like attending a male strip show or taking very close pictures of my girlfriend with guys that the captions say remind her of her ex-boyfriends. I have brought up my discomfort and she has reassured me that there's nothing to worry about, and there's even an apology for not sharing those details with me. I feel confused about why I'm finding these details out from her friends and not her. It makes me feel kind of gross. To clarify, I don't really go out of town with guy friends like that, and I tell her every detail of what happened when I do. But I would never hide something from her, and if she had told me I probably wouldn't even be hurt or upset like I'm right now. Am I overreacting, or just being insecure? IDK how to handle this. I feel like my trust is broken a little bit, because even though she says nothing happened, it is off-putting that she would withhold those types of potentially upsetting details from. Theme Captain says, bro, if her friends let it slip that they went to a strip show with her, I can't even imagine what they remembered to cover up for. I don't think you've been living the life you believe you've lived for the past 7 years. You guys should have a long and clarifying recap of the last 7 years and a clear setting of boundaries. If she's not willing to do it, I recommend getting out before it gets worse. Braken last name says, I see, your feelings are valid and should not be ignored. I would feel uneasy about this too. 25 male, there was an apology, correct? Good. I won't tell you to break up, tell her off, or get even, nothing like that. Instead, I can offer my advice on how to communicate your feelings with your partner. The healthy thing to do, not only for yourself, but for the relationship, is to communicate. You seem quite aware it's the key to maintaining any relationship. Communicate your feelings similar to how you did here. Calmly explain that your trust feels cracked and you need to work together to mend it. If you don't choose to leave her, I'm not suggesting that, BTW. It's not my place to say stuff like that. Something to avoid is using you statements. It comes off as accusatory/blaming and immediately puts the receiver into defense mode. Instead, say something like, my trust was damaged when I realized my partner hid something from me. Without interrupting one another, share how you feel. I feel going to a strip club is a very big deal and is something that shouldn't be kept a secret. Next, state you would like to work. R/off my chest. Slid a puzzle Hadid 795 says, hey Reddit, today is my birthday. Everyone forgot, my family and friends, lol edit. Thank you so much everyone for the wishes. Although I did not have a grand celebration, I spent my day replying to your comments that kept me occupied and brought a smile. Thank you Reddit. The purple goat says, happy hatch day from a random Reddit goat. Weak conversation 184 says, happy birthday good sir. Current at 8567 says, happy birthday fellow stranger. Jazster 22101 says, happy birthday. Prinkapessa says, happy birthday. Thedance 1910 says, happy birthday, get some of your favorite cake and something nice for yourself. Ultrasexichipital says, yippee, get yourself some cake. Bibittery says, happy birth. Mysterious Alps 8560 says, happy birthday, wishing you good health and happiness. Time Homework 1588 says, happy birthday random stranger. Emergency Wheel 7988 says, happy birthday fellow Redditor. R/off my chest. Donald Bidden 9 says, my wife is abusive. I have been married to my wife for 9 years. We have 2 daughters together. One is 13 and the other is 5. I knew that my wife came from a broken family before we were married. She did a good job of hiding how much of a toll that her own childhood and previous relationships had taken on her and the emotional and mental distress they caused. I was only 23 when we got married. I didn't know much about anything, to be honest. We always argued and had our disagreements, but we always came back to the realization that we wanted to be together. During our arguments, she would always call me a narcissist or tell me I was manipulating people. I never really paid much attention to it at the time. She says the most mean and hurtful things she possibly can to me. She insists that I'm a terrible father and husband. I have struggled with my own internal battle of who I think I'm compared to who my wife tells me I am. I started seeing a therapist because of the amount of crap going through my head. It was during these sessions that my therapist told me I was in a verbally, mentally, and emotionally abusive relationship. My entire world stopped. All of the little things that I had witnessed my wife do to my children and me ran through my head. The pinching, smacking, threatening, yelling, blaming, insulting, etc. All of it was her way of controlling us. She is in fact a narcissist. She manipulates us. At least, I think. Anytime I try to confront her about how she is acting towards me or my children, she will cuss me out and call me names or says that I'm not a real man. She constantly tells me I'm a deadbeat father that doesn't care about my kids. My children definitely see this side of her too, and they vent to me about her. I hate knowing that their own mother causes this kind of pain. I know that they both love their mother, but there are times when they will say something like I hate her, and I can't help but believe that there is some truth to it. My head is so all over the place all the time I don't even know what to think. Half the time I find myself trying to think of ways to make it work with her. I don't ever know if I'm right or wrong. I have no self-confidence. I have no dignity. I have nothing. I'm mad at myself for allowing this to happen. Why didn't I see the signs? Why did it go on for so long? I'm pretty sure that because it happened for so long I just figured out ways to normalize everything. I'm terrified to divorce my wife. She has told me before that she will not leave without the kids. I'm afraid that she would get custody of them and then I won't be there to help protect them from her toxic behaviors. There is a lot of stuff that has happened or that she did that is not included in this post. My kids are literally the only thing that is keeping me going at this point. I'm so drained every day from the constant cycle of insults and yelling and whatever else she can come up with. There is no happiness or joy in my life. I hope every day some random event kills me because I can't willingly leave my children, but I know I sure as hell don't want to continue like this. But to everyone else, they think I'm living the life. They see a smile and all of the work I put in to make it look like I'm okay. Which is also exhausting. Bleacherblend says, I don't agree with the first comment. As a dad, you are already at a disadvantage when it comes to fighting the court for custody. Even with proof, it is damn near impossible to get majority custody over the mother. And she would totally hurt the kids, verbally, maybe physically, to prove a point and hurt you just because she can. This really sucks, and I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how miserable you must be. I would plan for the future as much as you can, because one day you will be able to leave. Look up what age the court takes the child's opinion in divorce matters. It's usually when they are teenagers. Until then, just detach as much as you can. I hope you can get out. Don't listen to her, and don't let her drag you down any more than she already has. I wish you the best of luck. Talk to a lawyer. Get advice. Make a plan. Keep seeing your therapist. Put the kids in therapy. And find a way out. Usus comments and says, why are you still in the relationship? I read the words you said, but that's all bullshit. Get a good lawyer, because all of her threats are nonsense. There's no court in the world that's gonna let her do what she's threatening. Just get out of that situation for yourself and for your children. I got out of a 7-year relationship with an epic level narcissist that nearly destroyed my and my son's lives. She nearly cost me my entire extended family. My health had declined to dangerous levels. She had completely manipulated me financially and had isolated me from all of my friends. Not to mention, I found out later she was physically abusing my son. Leaving her was not easy, but it was the best thing I ever did for our lives, and we are happier now than we've ever been before. Get the frick out of that situation. You are better than this. Ultimately, you are showing your children what is acceptable in a relationship. Is this what you want them to learn is okay? That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.